To the art of crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we are going to take another look at Bitcoin and make an update from the last video that I did. So if you want to figure out exactly what Bitcoin's going to be doing next, is it going to be pumping, is it going to be dumping, and exactly what prices to look out for Bitcoin, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video. And right before I get into it, I just wanted to let you know that for those who have been looking forward to signing up on the monthly subscription, it is currently open for about 100 spots, and at the moment 20 people have already joined, so there are 80 spots remaining. If you missed the last sign up, then you're going to want to take the chance to join it. The link is in the description. I'm going to see you in the Discord group. But anyways, let's go back into Bitcoin. So immediately, right off the bat, let us do a couple of very key updates. So if you just take a look at where Bitcoin is right now, right, let me zoom in, and I'm just going to draw. Now, if you watch any of my previous videos before, you know that the last bearish, or rather bullish candle before a massive move downwards is what you call a bearish order block. So in this case, I'm gonna just mark this level down as a bearish order block. And at the moment, you can see, if we zoom in just a little bit, you can see that Bitcoin is currently filling in this bearish order block right now. And one might even argue that Bitcoin is sort of forming a rising wedge or a bull flag, depending on how you look at it. At the moment though, because we're in this bearish order block, I do expect Bitcoin to go down. However, in the event that it does not go down, then here is what I want you to understand. Now, right now, I'm going to give you the exact levels where I think Bitcoin will be considered bullish. So if we just draw this line right here, now if you just take a look at this candle, the higher this candle is taller than the two candles next to it, yeah? So this is what you call a swing high. And for now, let's mark down this line as a protected high. Now, what I mean by protected highs is that what I want you to understand is that this massive dump here was caused by institutions, right? This massive move here is caused by institutions. So is this, so is this, and this is what you call retail. This is retail, you know, this is retail, this is retail. Because retail has no ability to move the markets. The money is all with the institutions, which means institutions are the ones who can move the markets. And if that is the case, there is no point in retail traders like us trying to fight against the trend, which means we should basically just be following the lead of the institutions and doing what they're doing. And in order to do that, you have to be able to see what they are seeing. So in this case, what are they seeing? So in this case, this is what I mean by a protected high. Imagine if you were an institution and you were shorting Bitcoin from, say, you know, here, or maybe here, or maybe here. Now, if you were shorting Bitcoin from this price, would you, if you were an institution and you had millions to play with or billions to play with, would you let the price of Bitcoin come up to stop you out? I would say the chances are that you won't. It's pretty common sense. So this is what you call a protected high. So is this one. And the reason it's protected is because institutions are still shorting it, and so it is protected, which means they will not let this high get violated. If you just go back onto the 4-hourly time frame, on a higher time frame, you can see that indeed all of these, like basically the moment a protected high has been formed, we have pretty much never gotten close to attacking it, like ever. So again, let me just draw it out for you. That is a protected high. And you could argue that this is a protected high as well, and then the next one is over here. So at the moment, you can see what I mean by this being a protected high. So basically, if the institutions are still going short on Bitcoin, basically this high should not get violated. It should not get attacked. So let's go back onto the 1-hourly, and with our newfound knowledge, we can safely mark down this level at 31,060-ish. I'm on the Binance chart right now. On the Coinbase chart or Bitstamp or whatever exchange that you use, the levels might look just a tad bit different, but it doesn't change the fact that the concept is this protected high. In order for Bitcoin to be bullish, we need to see a break above this protected high. It means that institutions are no longer shorting this, and they are about to start flipping bullish. So in this case, if we do get a break above this protected high, what I would look for is, again, this is a bearish order block, right? If you've watched my channel, you know what's a bearish order block. It's basically areas where institutions would like to push the price to in order to get their entry. So in this case, we can actually mark down this level from, like, in this block here as our bullish order block. So I want you to picture this with me a bit. So if the price does break above this protected high, nothing goes like straight up, yeah? So in order for institutions to get their entry, they will very likely, as after this break above, they will probably fill. Now again, this is not financial advice, I'm just giving you some likely scenarios to happen. Now, if you were going to trade Bitcoin in any way, this would be, you know, sort of what you would call a high probability trade compared to some retail mediocre technical analysis, if you know what I mean. So again, these are just suggestions, not financial advice. So what would very likely happen is if we do break above this bullish order block here and break above this protected high, we will very likely get rejected here before coming down to fill this bullish order block before attacking the previous highs. Again, what I mean by attacking is that imagine if you were an institution and, you know, you've already flipped long. So if you were long, then again, all of these lows over here and perhaps like presumably over here, this would become protected lows, because as an institution you are going long, so no way you would want to let the price fall back below that level, because that would stop you out. Doesn't make sense, does it? So once again, this is all assuming that we break above this level, which means this level is the one that we want to keep an eye on. And if we do break above this level, I would say that Bitcoin is bullish in the short term, and if it is bearish, I will make another video just to update you guys, but I just thought you guys needed to know this. So if we do flip bullish, then we are going to attack all the previous protected highs. Now, why is that? Because above all of these highs, you can see, right, there's a lot of liquidity above this level. Same here, a lot of liquidity here, a lot of liquidity here, as well as a lot of liquidity here. You get the point. Basically, above all of these protected highs are areas of liquidity where the market will like to go to. Again, if you follow this channel for any amount of time, you know that I like to say that institutions like to push the price to areas of high liquidity, because for the simple fact that their order sizes ranges between the hundreds of millions to possibly billions. So if they don't go to an area of high liquidity in order to fill their orders, like basically they'll just get wrecked by slippage, if you want to think about it that way. So in this case, if we do flip bullish, I do expect Bitcoin to continuously attack the protected highs until it forms, you know, until it breaks structure. So what do I mean by break structure? So basically, if you just take a look here, this is the swing high, right? In order for a downtrend to continue, would you agree that it would need to keep forming lower lows and lower highs in order for the downtrend to continue? I would assume that makes sense. So imagine this is a lower high right here, and if you just break above this high right now, you would have then formed your first higher high in quite a while. And if you fill this bullish order block right here, then you would have formed your first lower low. Again, trading is a lot simpler than you think. All I'm doing is, you know, identifying market structure, identifying areas where institutions would presumably like to place their orders, and that's it. So you don't have to overcomplicate it with a bunch of indicators and whatever. It's pretty simple. So that was the bullish case, which means that very likely all of these protected highs are going to be some very good take profit targets if Bitcoin does break above this level. But right now, we are going to get into the bearish case. And before I do, if you feel like you have learned something new in this video, I would like for you to just take a moment and drop a like button. It's a really small gesture, but it really helps me out a lot. So let's get into the bearish scenario. So if you watch my previous video on Bitcoin, you know that I was expecting at least, right, for Bitcoin to at least hit 27.2k. Now, if you do not know why I am choosing this level, it is because, you know, if we just zoom out on Bitcoin, like let's zoom out all the way, if we just take a look at volume profile right here, now this right here is a volume profile. It shows you how much buying and selling of a certain asset that was going on in that price. And as you can see, right about this level, there has been a lot of volume support, or at least there has been a lot of volume that occurred around here. That means that this is an area where market participants are interested to either close their short positions or go long on their, you know, or buy Bitcoin basically. So this is an area of value that you definitely want to keep in mind. And if you just take a look right now, after we have fallen below this level, you can see that we have not much volume support at all. In fact, if we do manage to break below 28.8k, I do believe that it is a free fall straight down to 27.2, where it will be pretty close to the bottom, with 24.2-ish being the exact bottom. Now, the reason why I say 24.2 is likely to be the exact bottom, or rather 24.3 or 24.4, is because if you just take a look, back then I was talking about bearish order blocks and bullish order blocks. So if you just take a look right here, this is what you call a bullish order block, because remember, a last bearish candle before a massive move up is your order block. So you could as well argue that this 27k level is actually an order block right here. And again, as I've just said, institutions like to push price to order blocks because that is their, like, basically retail traders, they will look at support and resistance and be like, yo, it's at support, we gotta buy, we gotta hold the line, boys. But that is, alas, a retail way of thinking, they sadly do not realize that institutions are simply playing order blocks. So just keep in mind that this is an area that institutions will very likely, or rather not very likely, but they would like to push the price to, if possible. So let's discuss the bearish scenario now that we know the exact price targets. By the way, if you think that this video would help someone else, it would be great if you could just share the video. I don't believe that there are a lot of YouTubers talking about this, so I do hope this helps you. So in the bearish scenario, let's go back onto the 1 hourly chart and let's explain this. So at the moment, forget this rising wedge pattern, yeah? Let's just discuss the fact that usually price tends to get rejected at bearish order blocks and they find support at bullish order blocks, because if an institution were continuing to, short, they would add to their position at bearish order blocks. At the moment, we are in a bearish order block, and the bearish scenario would simply be, again, if I just zoom into, let's say, the 5-minute chart, you can see that at the moment we have been forming high lows and high highs so far on the 1-minute chart, or rather this is the 5-minute chart, which basically means that, again, we go back to the topic of protected highs and protected lows, and again this works on a lower time frame as well. So if you just notice that as the price keeps forming high lows, these highs suddenly become protected lows. So right here, price doesn't come close to violating the previous protected low. So in order for Bitcoin to be bearish, you want to look for any one of these protected lows to get violated, because that means institutions are no longer short, or rather, institutions are no longer long on it, and they have, the moment it gets violated, that means that the market structure has been broken. Right? From now, we just went from forming high highs and high lows to forming lower highs and lower lows. So that is very obviously a bearish structure. So the moment you get one of these protected lows get violated, again, this is on the 5-minute chart. The reason why I'm choosing to look at the pattern in this area here is because we are in a bearish order block, which again is an institutional area of interest, which means we should be looking for entries always in bullish order blocks and bearish order blocks. So in this case, we have a bunch of protected lows here. So the moment one of these gets violated, that means that the order flow has changed from bullish to bearish. And in that case, once these protected lows are broken, I would take a short and place my stop loss right above this protected high right here. Because again, you want to trade along with the institutions. If the institutions allow the price to break above this protected high, that means that they have already flipped bullish. And so you should look to, just invalidate your trade there. Like, for real, some of the best traders in the world are wrong about half the time, and yet they are still wildly profitable, and that's because they manage their risk well. No one loss should be able to, wipe out your account. It's okay to be wrong. It's not good for any single mistake to wipe you out. Or an alternative to, setting a stop loss here would be for the price to break this protected high. And again, if you remember in the beginning of the video, I talked about how the price would, fill bullish order blocks before moving upwards. So basically, if you can picture this, if we do break this protected high, get rejected in this bearish order block, the price would actually come back down to this bullish order block before moving higher. Now again, this would be your high and this would be your lower low. So in this case, if you don't use a stop loss, you would likely want to close your position once you realize that this bullish order block is not invalidated and that it has been filled, and then the price is starting to move up. So that is when you get out of your short trade. And right before I forget, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto, you're going to want to do so, because over here I'm sharing the latest market updates and you don't want to miss out. Now back to the charts. If you've watched any of my previous videos before, you know how accurate I am, and some people say it's even scary. So if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, I'm just saying that the private Discord group is going to be a really good place to do it. Over here, you're going to get access to a world-class trading education that will filter out 90% of the things that do not work, and you will only get the best knowledge that actually works. So if you're serious about doing crypto or trading for a career, and you just want to attain the freedom that comes along with knowing how to do this, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. At the moment, monthly subscriptions are open until it is full, so you're going to want to secure your spot among the 100. For the people who missed the last signups, they had to wait about 20 plus days. So for real, it's going to pay itself off real quick, because every day I am over here calling profitable trading setups, and every single day we have had people posting profits. Like, trust me, there are so many people who have already made back their membership in just a couple of trades. And if you've watched until this point in the video so far, I just want you to congratulate yourself and that you are in the top 10% of people right now who are willing to, you know, watch this video till the end to get a better sense of exactly what Bitcoin is going to do. So I just want you to congratulate yourself and comment in the comment section 27k so that I know who are the real ones, because again, I still do anticipate Bitcoin going to 27k. As for when, I don't know. And the only time when I would change my mind on that, again, if you watch my last video, I keep talking about 27k. So the only time when I would change my mind on that is firstly for this protected high to get violated, and then for this bullish order block to get filled. The moment I see both of these conditions get fulfilled, I might really change my thought on this, and I will say that Bitcoin is starting to become bullish, especially if you start attacking this protected high as well. This would be at about 32k. So these are going to be the levels to watch, you know, 31,050, you know, 32k, 32,400. All of these are protected highs, and you know, the true, like, the best confirmation that I could get is if Bitcoin moves to 32k right now. And as you can see, oh man, oh yeah, this protected high just got violated. Oh man, I'm glad I set my stop loss here. Holy, this is crazy. All right, so yeah, guys, I would say Bitcoin is looking pretty bullish. You're witnessing this in real time. So fun times, guys, fun times. I don't know if this is caused by the Elon Musk event, but hey, right. So let's just make an update in real time. So this is a way for you to this is a congratulatory, you know, present for those who managed to stay until this point. So again, right now, I'm just going to mark down this level as your order block entry, right? This is the price that you are going to want to get Bitcoin at, because right now we have already formed, you know, a bullish order flow. So you are going to want to enter Bitcoin at 30k, right here, 30k. If you can see this, this would be the ideal entry for Bitcoin, and you're going to place your stop loss just right below the swing high, possibly. So that would be about 29k 200, right? Give it a bit of wiggle room. This is going to be your stop loss, right? Just a tiny bit below, so 29k 200. So as for the take profit target, as we have previously discussed, it is going to be at the previous protected highs. You're going to want to look for Bitcoin to attack all these previous highs, and so these are going to be your take profit targets. I hope you do draw these out yourself, because I'm giving you literally the exact levels right now. So all I ask is that you draw these levels out for yourself. So these are going to be the TPs for Bitcoin, and for those of you who watch until this point, I guess right now you're going to have to comment bullish, because you know, it does appear that we have just flipped bullish. I don't know if this Elon Musk or whatever, but yeah, comment bullish so I know who are the real ones and who are the ones who gained this massive advantage of this bullish entry. And yeah, if you're interested to find out exactly how I'm able to navigate my way around the charts, like, you know, this easily, this accurately, then check out the private Discord group. If you're serious about doing this and you just want to learn something that works, it's going to be the place for you. And with that said, my friend, may the gains be with you, and peace, my friend.